What language would 100 isolated babies speak? Hey everyone! Today, we're diving into a fascinating and slightly strange question. If 100 babies were raised in complete isolation, what language would they end up speaking? This question touches on one of the biggest debates about language. Is it something we're born with, or do we learn it entirely from our environment? Let's explore this together, and trust me, it's a wild ride. A historical experiment. The Pharaoh's curiosity. Back in ancient Egypt, Pharaoh Psammetichus tried to figure this out. He had two babies raised by a shepherd who wasn't allowed to speak to them at all. The idea was that their first word would reveal the original human language. According to the story, the kids eventually said bekos, which means bread in Phrygian. Pharaoh concluded that Phrygian was the true first language of humanity. But let's be honest, this experiment wouldn't fly today. It's completely unethical, and the results are questionable at best. What does modern science say? Scientists today agree on one thing: language doesn't develop in a vacuum. Babies might be born with the ability to learn language, but without interaction, they can't develop it. There's something called language deprivation, and it shows us how critical social interaction is for communication skills. In isolation, those babies wouldn't create a full-fledged language. Maybe they'd come up with a few sounds or gestures, but that's about it. Human brains are wired for language, but we need people around us to turn that potential into reality. So, what's the verdict? If 100 babies were left alone, they probably wouldn't end up speaking any real language. It's a sobering thought, and it highlights how much we rely on connection and interaction to grow, not just as speakers, but as humans. So, what do you think? Is language something we're born knowing, or does it come entirely from our environment? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this little thought experiment, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.